Breakfast. Now in the Labour Party, there is a little bit of crisis, but we're going to take you to the Center of Unity where we discuss more of that. Eshomomo is standing by for the FCT brief. In Akwana, like I always say, the conversation is over to you.
Yeah, in Ageja, and good morning, everyone. We thank God for the good tidings coming in from far away, United Arab Emirates. You are the president signed an agreement, but that is not the conversation for today. And Olamide, I just want to ask you, earlier during the show when Ibrahim said electable, was it that you were shocked or I saw that you Googled? But you know, men are always blessed amongst women. So good that you guys are there. And I'm missing TJ in here. Now, let's go to what we have for you for today. Now, good morning and welcome to the midweek edition of FCT Brief. Now, today, we turn our attention to unfolding events within the Labour Party. Real uncertainty now trails the party's preparations following the rejection of its candidate by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Now, the decision has raised fresh questions about internal processes, leadership authority, and compliance with electoral guidelines, leaving party members and supporters seeking clarity. As political actors begin early calculations ahead of future contests, this development has sparked debate over legitimacy, internal democracy, and the wider implications for opposition politics in Nigeria. With conflicting signals emerging from within the party, observers are asking, what went wrong? Who bears responsibility? And how might this crisis reshape the party's standing going forward? And to help us understand these issues and the next steps for the party, we are joined this morning by Kennedy Ahanotu, the national youth leader of the Labour Party. Now, he will share insights on the controversy, the party's response, and what members and Nigerians should expect in the days ahead. It's nice to have you join us this morning.
Good morning, Eshomomo, and Happy New Year, Nigerians. Exactly. It's going to be a great 2026.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, does the INEC's withdrawal of certification of your FCT candidates translate to loss of confidence in the leadership of the Labour Party? Does that mean the leadership is rejected? And who actually controls your party? Is it the courts? Is it INEC? Or is it party actors?
Well, every political institution, and especially political parties we have in Nigeria, is built on tripod. We have the regulator, that is INEC, and we have the party, that is the party constitution, and we have the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These are the things that every political party in Nigeria is standing upon. And like you mentioned, our candidates have not been totally rejected. INEC have just said there are multiple cases in court. And within that period that primary were conducted for FCT election primaries, INEC didn't monitor. Of course, the former INEC chairman, I don't know why we don't bring people to book after they have finished their tenure in some government offices. He committed a lot of blunders because even at that point, Julius Abure is still the man running Labour Party. His name well established on the portal of INEC. INEC giving the due notice for that primary. But eventually, INEC did not supervise that primary. So the letter you saw was an INEC explaining the circumstances surrounding why they did not participate or supervise that our area council primaries. And that they will prefer, because you saw the candidates are desperate to be on the ballot, and they still believe that Labour Party will win FCT. And that is why sometimes we are confused about the whole thing. It seems the system doesn't want Labour Party to participate in the FCT area council election, because the first working day of the year, the candidate on their own, they didn't even consult the party, went to protest in INEC, and that letter came out. INEC explaining that there are multiple suits, multiple orders, so they will prefer to wait for some of these suits to be concluded before they will do the needful and probably publish the candidates of Labour Party in the coming area council election. It has nothing to do with the party leadership. It has nothing till this moment. In fact, the new INEC leadership have been working excellently well with the party. I have to mention that because in as much as we criticize, when people do the right thing, you also appreciate them. When Mayor Abamuche came on board, a senior lawyer, sound lawyer, she looked into the whole process and discovered that these people had legitimate leadership. And he continued to accord the Labour Party that leadership respect. And they've been inviting us. When the senior advocate, of course, a professor of law, came on board as an INEC chairman, he has equally followed suit, according Labour Party all the right and privileges. But you know, some of these challenges were backlog of the effect of very poor management acumen of Mahmoud.
Let me come back to you on this. Some have argued that INEC does not need to be present to monitor the various primaries physically present in the. It's not a must. If they are there or not does not negate the importance of a primary. But would you say that actions of INEC, because it worried your party that INEC did not show up like you just analyzed, and you don't know why they didn't show up, the previous leadership. Now, would you say that INEC is enforcing the law, or it is selective in its implementation of the law?
Well, from the look of things, if you look at that INEC Electoral Act, actually, even though it has been argued in plethora of cases that shall in that place is also may. That is, whether they attend or not, the most important thing is give INEC the notice as a political party, give them the notice. But if you look at that clause in the Electoral Act, that is why it worries political parties, because Nigeria is what it is, you know. It shall, you know, be there present in the primary of every election that will produce candidate for an election. But in a convention or congresses, they may. That is written clearly in the Electoral Act. So that shall there is why every political party is worried during their primary to elect candidate, that they make sure that INEC is present. But ordinarily, you see, I think the job of INEC outside supervising political parties begins fully with candidates after nominations. So it doesn't actually matter when you look at it properly whether INEC is there present or not. As long as the party internal democracy.
But no political party has actually gone to court for a proper interpretation of this. So it's just like a guesswork.
There was a judgment. No, there was a judgment, I think, in PDP, something that has to do with, I can't pick it right now, but there was a judgment where the Supreme Court, it even went up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court stated it, that shall, you know, shall gives absolute power to the INEC. And giving that absolute power to the INEC, it means that even the government in place at a time may be in control of the system and therefore decide who emerges to participate in an election and who doesn't emerge. So there was a case got up to the Supreme Court where the Supreme Court said that even that shall is may, should be interpreted as may, that INEC should not be the clog in the wheel of progress of political parties.
So long as internal democracy.
So long as internal party democracy is followed.
And that is the issue in court in so many, among so many political parties. Now, Peter Obi, who was your presidential candidate in 2023, was not just a candidate. To so many people, he was the face of the Labour Party. He was the force that brought the tonic to the Labour Party. Because before then, Labour Party was not too known. And when he came in, that momentum was there. Now, he has left your party, he has decamped to the ADC. Now, the question is, was it that Labour Party got to a point, decided to push Peter Obi out? Or you just want control of your party and you felt that with Peter Obi being there, we can't control the party, so you pushed him out?
Well, I think I don't want to be talking about this Peter Obi.
But we have to talk about him.
The truth remains that political party membership is a personal thing. And nobody pushes anybody out. But one thing I'm very proud of with Labour Party is that Labour Party have showcased that political godfatherism is not going to work. For example, me, nobody nominated me in the party NWC. I grew in the ranks. I kept saying this. But ordinarily, one governor or one minister or one powerful man makes nomination. And that is how many NWC or political parties are made. So the Labour Party was not the first P2B's political party. He was in ANPP, went to ABGA, went to PDP, came to Labour Party, and he's now in ADC, even though nobody has seen his resignation letter. It makes me worry.
Nobody has seen his resignation letter in...
nobody has seen resignation letter of somebody of that caliber.
And you have made a press release that is gone.
He
have not seen resignation.
He has made a public announcement that he has moved on. So we also have to respond in public announcement, but in administration, which is where Nigerians fail to do things properly. They do it the way they want. If you are leaving one pitch to another pitch, you have to be able to say, this is my resignation letter, this is my reason of leaving. If he had given a reason of leaving, this question you asked me about who pushed who would have emerged. But he has not given reason why he's leaving Labour Party. Labour Party never pursued him. Did you hear? Even when we said governor was suspended because of some anti-party activity, did we hear us say Peter Obi has been suspended? And again, conclusively, you said the face of the party. If you remember some years back, we are currently playing a Nations Cup. The current face of Nigerian Nation Cup team is who? It's our young lad, Victor Osimhen. You remember there were days that Otaka was reigning, Rashidi Yekini was reigning. Every season has its own stars. 2023, Labour Party has P2B as its stars. You can't say for now who will be the star of Labour Party.
No, we'll come to who will be the star of the Labour Party. But let me ask you sincerely, the man you gave the tickets on a platter of gold to run your presidential, to be on the presidential ballot, and you waived a lot of conditions just to accept him, does the party feel hot that he struggled for leadership with Abure for this long? And some people say that struggle, even though he still has Alex Oti still in the Labour Party, that it has seriously affected the credibility of the Labour Party.
Well, the credibility of Labour Party is derived from the constitution of the party and the party manifesto. But the experience of individuals running the party, the experience we had in 2023, definitely would be our emotions were affected. Because we followed this man. Ab initio, we have believed in getting Nigeria to work. That is why somewhere like Abure would have spent 23 years in one political party. That is why me have spent 10 years in Labour Party. Because I believe that there is something about Labour Party manifesto that if given to Nigerians, Nigeria will be better off. So I have stood and just coming to run an election, like you mentioned, giving somebody a ticket on a platter of gold. I mean, we ran that presidential election virtually without a budget. The party did not manage the campaign fund. It's not done. Many people are blaming the party that how can you run a campaign, a national campaign, presidential campaign, without the party supervising how campaign fund is run. You had one lady say, somebody that is not even a party member, acknowledging that she was the one in charge of agent funding in the party. And eventually they didn't pay agent. Agents were calling the party leadership, and she said that she has returned the money to whoever that gave her. So these are some abnormalities that happened in that election 2023 that we in the leadership of the party feel sometimes we regret that experience. You know, we enjoyed the razzmatazz, the fame that it brought. But when you come inside our heart, we bleed.
Yeah, thank you, Ahanotu, for that. We'll still continue on this particular note. But let's quickly go on a break, and we'll be right back. You're welcome back if you're just joining us. I've been speaking with Kennedy Ahanotu, the national youth leader of the Labour Party. And we left off talking about the man you gave your presidential ticket on the platter of gold. If his exit has hurt the party. Now, let me follow up with this. With the experience, with hindsight, would you say that the crisis that persisted for so many years between the Abure camp and the what we used to call the Peter Obi camp could have been avoided Do you think there's a better way your party will have managed this crisis so that it wouldn't have led to this point? And the follow-up is that, can Labour Party still claim to be a new politics platform, or it is simply a rehearsal of the normal political habits of political parties?
Let me start with that. Labour Party cannot be, no matter how bad Labour Party people think it is, cannot be the normal political parties you have in Nigeria. And I can attest to that. No matter how Labour Party is being troubled, no matter the wave, no matter the push, it can never be as bad as some other political parties are. Forget that the APC has a president. If they don't have a president, they will be fighting. And watch out, fight will soon start during their nomination.
Is that a prophetic statement?
It's not a prophetic, it's normal. Go and check it. And that is where no other political parties are making mistakes, because most times after the primaries of APC and some of these acclaimed big political parties, the aggrieved people rush into other political parties to now get tickets. And I think the Labour Party have learned from 2023. For example, the party have established a democratic institute that will train everybody that will run an election under Labour Party. You must understand the principles of opposition politics. You must understand the philosophy and ideology of the party. Not a legislator that the moment he wins the election, he's jumping into another political party. I mean, if all the governors that were elected under a certain political party remains in that political party, sit down in a room, solve their problem, and eschew personal interest. You know, personal interest is what is destroying our political parties in Nigeria. How? Okay, for example, let me use our experience after 2023. After 2023, all the people that emerged, 80% of all the people that emerged, either governor or House of Reps or Senate, demanded that their ward chairman, their local government chairman, and Fale Soti, his state chairman, should be changed. No reason we are given. A man you campaigned with won an election. I thought they used to say people should be magnanimous in victory. How can you now win an election? Even if I were like a governor, I will call that chairman. You know, you give people an exit window.
So the question is, at that point, was it that the leadership of the party was weak to put a stop at that time? Because it happened.
No.
And
it's a general problem in Nigerian politics where
so
the moment you
is Labour
elect
Party
a
just
governor,
like the normal,
and that is why Labour Party was the first political party to suspend a serving governor. That is to tell you that we are not the same. That was why the Labour Party was the first political party to say, look, Mr. Governor, you have not shown a good example. You are expected to populate the party. You went to use another political party to run your local government election. Even if you are not the one, you were there in the state. What is your effort to make sure that the Labour Party emerged victorious in your own state conducted local government election? Based on that anti-party activity that was suspected, he was suspended. So we are in a country where the moment your friend Eshe, that you are dining and eating with, that you went to the same secondary school, bathed in the same bedroom with, that what your boss has, the moment he becomes a governor, he would like to be your God and personal savior. That is the experience in Nigeria. He will no longer remember days that people used to eat akara and bread on the street.
Let me ask you this. What is the ideology platform the Labour Party stands on?
Labour Party is built on social democracy, it's socialism. Labour Party is built on human capital development. Labour Party is built on institutional sustainability and development. There are many more things I can tell you about Labour Party. And that was why in 2016, I took time to study political parties in Nigeria. Forget about this jumping. Any man that feels he's strong politically should maintain an opposition political party.
Okay. Let's go to something very interesting. 2027 election is just around the corner, and there has been movement of politicians to different camps, alignment and realignment of political forces. And people have said that the opposition parties, the way they are today, are too weak to contest against the incumbent presidents. Now, would your party be willing to go into political talks with other opposition parties, an alliance, to present a common front against this president in 2027? And if you're going, will you be ready to play the junior partner, or you want to play the dominant partner?
Labour Party is not a sectional party, it's a national party. We've produced a governor in Ondo before.
PDP is a national party also.
INEC. So I don't know about PDP, but PDP, because of they were so porous that an individual hijacked the party. And that is what we are running away from Labour Party. Let's not hand over the party into a certain individual. Because the moment you hand over a political party into a certain individual, that is the end of that political party. The internal democracy is now built on whatever that individual wants. It's no longer about the institution. So we should allow people grow in the system. That's by the way. But in 2027, I can assure you, like I used Osimhen and Rashidi Yekini of blessed memory as an example. In 2027, we will see the new stars
I can help
politics
you.
in Nigeria.
I can help you.
You don't need to help me because I don't want you to poke nose or to delve into
no, it's
the
already in
future.
the open. Dati Baba Ahmed, the 2023 vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has indicated interest to contest 2027 election. Your national chairman was there when he declared. And some persons say,
Dati never declared for presidency.
What did he declare for?
Dati made it clear that he remains a member of Labour Party. And if you can remember what he said.
So he's not going to run in 2027, are you saying
He's
that?
an individual, he's entitled to run. He's a citizen of Nigeria. What stops him from running if he wants to run? But I'm not speaking for him.
So he said the new
But
face
on that
of the Labour
particular
Party
day, Dati is one of the stars that emerged from Labour Party in 2023. He's one of the pride of Labour Party that emerged from 2023. No matter how anybody looks at it. So, and he said that I cannot join political travelers. They have moved on. I will remain in Labour Party to build a party. And when you remain in Labour Party to build a party, you can also pursue your aspiration. There is possibility.
So he's free to pursue it.
I am entitled to pursue my own aspiration. So, His Excellency Dati Ahmed have not said that he's running 2027. What he said is that I am entitled to run as a citizen of Nigeria. That the party, if you listen to him very well, that the party leadership have not even made a publication, have not called people to express
he's just an aspirant.
Not even an aspirant. He's not an aspirant. There is no aspirant now. There is no aspirant for now.
Okay. Let me go back to the initial question of possible alliance. There has been these talks that the opposition parties are going to form an alliance. The ADC, the PDP, the Labour Party are going to form an alliance to contest. And some speculations are saying that the recent outing of Dati is because initially they thought Dati was positioning for 2031, but they say it's because of this alliance, so that Dati may just come up as the vice presidential candidate to whoever the alliance will present.
I don't want people to...
Are you aware of these thoughts?
I don't want people to speculate things. And even if you want to speculate, you have to be considerate in your speculation. You see, the problem with political alliances in Nigeria is that it's being done by individuals.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria.
Not political parties?
Not political parties. If there are certain political parties that approach Labour Party or that we may equally approach, because it's an open, it's a two-way thing. They can approach us, we can also approach them. If we feel that going into 2027, that there are certain political parties that we can approach to form an alliance, to form a presidential alliance, why not? As long as the institutions are involved. But you know one thing with what is happening in ADC, it's individuals, most of which are disgruntled and are rejected from the running of the current government. And that was what happened in 2014, if you can remember. People that felt that I'm not working with Jonathan. Therefore, I will be in automatic opposition. And they ganged up, went and brought this Bola Tinubu, and connived with him, presented to us a candidate. Some of them that presented Buhari of blessed memory to us have now jumped into this same coalition. People like Malame Rufai, people like Chibika Amechi, people like, I will call names because I'm a young Nigerian. If you prove me wrong, you bring the evidence. People like Tambuwal, he acknowledged it. People like Atiku Abubakar, they were those that gave us Buhari. In Nigeria, the same type of coalition. So, coalition that will work in Nigeria is when political parties, political institutions come together and said, let us face this government. And it will work. But with this, they are doing people that have EFCC cases coming to coalesce together and remove a so-called corrupt government. How can corruption remove corruption?
That's a big one. How can corruption remove corruption? Now, in 1998, leading to 1999 election, history told us that when the political parties were being formed, a particular political party adopted a posture that we do not want to identify with those who were part of the problems of Nigeria and stayed apart. And eventually, it affected the national spread of that particular political party. A lot of people said that was why the party became like a regional party, because they wanted the purities approach. Now, I'm saying this leading to 2027. You've said that if institutions come together, so does that mean that Labour Party is not averse to a coalition of political parties?
Labour Party is open to interact with political parties, not individuals discussing on behalf of Labour Party. If institutions, political institutions, come together as national chairman of political parties, said, please, 5 of us, 4 of us, let us do this. Labour Party is open for such kind of alliances. But alliances that an individual will go and have without the party, Labour Party will not.
Just the last one before I let you go. Alex Oti is still in. He didn't follow Peter Obi to the ADC, so it's assumed that he's still in. Just listen to my question. He's still in the Labour Party. Will the Labour Party leadership today be willing to dialogue with him and bring him back rather than push him away?
You see, in political party, in politics, there is no permanent friend. There is no permanent enemy. We don't have any personal beef with His Excellency Dr. Ahanotu. And let me repeat, he's doing well for the people of Abia with the little we've seen. I am not a young man that because of politics I will paint black, white. I say it the way it is. Dr. Ahanotu is doing well for people of Abia State. Comparatively, he's among the best governors we have in Nigeria.
As Julius Abure reached out to him that let us settle.
You see, there was even a time that they were making mockery of Julius Abure. If your men are coming to our press releases, Julius Abure have always said, I am open for dialogue. Come, let's reason together.
Thank you so much.
If Ahanotu comes to the party, nothing will stop us from working with him.
No permanent friend, no permanent enemy, only permanent
It's permanent interest.
Thank you so much, Kennedy Ahanotu, for the conversation this
morning. It's my pleasure,
Ishamomo. That is all the time we permit us to take on this edition of FCT Brief. I hand you back to my colleague in Lagos for the remaining part of this.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashomomo. I really enjoyed this particular interview. He said no permanent enemy, but permanent interest. That was really a good one. Thank you so much, Abuja.